Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devildo99, and I'm back with my top 13 best games of 2024. Keep in mind, this list is only my opinion, and the only games on this list are ones I've actually played. So if there's some games that aren't on here and you're wondering why, it's because I just didn't play them. But here it is, my top 13 best games of 2024. Let's do this. Number 13. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Honestly, original Dead Rising was a fantastic game, but it did have some major flaws with it, which they fortunately in this remaster/remake, they did improve upon. The control is a lot better. You can still go back to the classic control if you like. They did alter some things like some AI of the characters that you're supposed to follow to take back, which makes it a little bit easier to get these idiots from point A to point B, but don't get me wrong, it's still a pain in the ass game. Honestly, the graphics enhancement that they did looks like they used AI generation that makes all the characters a little bit more chunkier. They do look visually more appealing. I don't appreciate the change of the voice acting, but all in all, for a remake, remaster, this is a fantastic game and definitely worth picking up and playing again on the newer age systems, especially with the new added bells and whistles, though I noticed they did do a little bit of PR and remove some more sensitive topics in this version. Number 12. Pacific Drive. Honestly, this is a very unique title, almost like a role-playing game, first-person thing, where your main thing is to focus on your vehicle. With all these weird things going on with monsters and aliens around you, your whole point is to pretty much get out of this area as soon as you possibly can. But along the way, you naturally have all kinds of issues. You have to deal with creatures, these weird storms that pop up, and the main focus, which is so charming and unique, is the RPG aspects of taking care of your vehicle. If your vehicle doesn't have gas, if it's not built right, if you're not keeping up on the maintenance, it will cause you to be trapped in this hellscape nightmarish location. Honestly, Pacific Drive, I didn't think I would like this game because I'm not really into these games where you have to strategically make sure you have a certain amount of items to progress, but something about the charm of it, the look, the feel, and that car mechanic just made it really stand out and was fun to play. Number 11. Tekken 8. Honestly, Tekken 8 is better than Tekken 7 in just about every way, with the visual fidelity of all the characters, the fast, fluid action, the crisp moments of just these badass moves that you're doing. Plus, they added some neat new ideas with this overall, like this online mode where you could go and meet up with other people, go to an arcade, like Tekken Dojo and some other stuff. Through and through, it is still Tekken. The characters still play and act the same as I always have, but with a nice glitz and glamour coat of paint, great controls, great high fidelity action, good voice acting. All around, this has a lot of content for the game that you get to. The only thing that's missing is they'll have a Waffle House stage. You know what? They almost even got it into the game. They kept wanting it. They almost had a damn Waffle House stage. But other than that, this is honestly a fantastic playing fighting game, and I can highly recommend you play Tekken 8. Number 10. Visions of Mana. This game is hands down super charming, very vibrant and beautiful as you go on a quest to be one of these people that are sent to the mana tree to sacrifice their own lives in order to keep the world around them still functioning as a whole. And as you progress, there's some pretty dark, disturbing moments in this. Even though it's bright, colorful, and cheery, the voice acting is top notch, the visual quality of the game world is neat, the mechanics are great, the fighting mechanics could be a little bit deeper, but it still has enough abilities with all the characters you can swap between and play as. It was honestly a fantastic game. It honestly pulled at my heartstrings, and there were some parts in it with the plot that really actually got to me. And hands down, for a role-playing game, it's a shame that this company got shut down right after they released it, because I would have loved to see what they could have done in the future. But this game was fantastic to play. Number 9. Rise of the Ronin. Honestly, I am not really a fan of these games because it does play like a Soulsborne, Souls-like title. It is very hard, but the combat is fluid. It's really good the way you control your characters as you go through this area. I love the introduction to certain mechanics that they have, different abilities of stuff that you can use to traverse the world. Like you got these little gliders, you can do horseback. The world is vibrant, it's beautiful, it's a dark, twisted game that is very difficult. Honestly, I liked it. I never did a review of it, I don't know why, but the game world was really good. I like it a lot, but I will have to say, man, oh man, this just kept stomping my head in something fierce. But just some of the technology they have in it and everything like that and the sword play, it was a really good game, and I can definitely highly recommend it. Definitely a top 10. Number 8. WWE 2K24. Honestly, the last game was good. This one's even better. The visual fidelity of the characters looks so much more vibrant. The creative player is fantastic. All the different modes we can go through and play. All the different match types. They did add a couple new match types in this, which aren't really the best, but they're still pretty cool. Like I think a casket match, ambulance match, and of course the Survivor War Games match. I love it. Honestly, I love the mechanics of it. I wish they would go back to more of the classic gameplay. But fortunately, this one is a lot more playable than the last one. It's a lot more invitive. It really will invite you in to be able to play it. It's actually really, really fun to play. And so far I can say, even though they're releasing these pretty much once a year, this does have enough improvements with it to where I can't actually say it definitely warrants you to check it out. It's fun, especially the creative player. Number 7. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. You know, honestly, I never thought a side-scrolling adventure in the Prince of Persia universe would work, but this is such a fantastic, vibrant game, great controls, great mechanics, and it is challenging as hell, too. Honestly, I still long for the more 3D action version that's still in the works, but this hands down comes off like a really good Metroidvania-style version of Prince of Persia, as you go through getting new moves and abilities that allow you to progress through the areas through it. The fighting mechanics are decent. It's got some really good boss battles, hands down a great visual art style. This is a fantastic game. Honestly, if you haven't played Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, I can highly recommend this. It is a huge game world, lots of backtracking though, but in the end, honestly, it makes me look forward in the future that hopes they actually do come out with the next Prince of Persia game, because this one was fantastic. Number 6. Stellar Blade. Honestly, I, once again, am not a huge fan of these Demon Souls, demon-like, rogue-like games. But this one is challenging, but it was easier. This one seems a little bit easier. It has a vast open world, and the only thing I can say is when you play this, it just screams Nier Automata. That's really what it's like, where you're playing as pretty much almost a buck-ass naked lady going through this in this post-apocalyptic future world with all kinds of weird technology and stuff. Honestly, it's fast, it's frenetic, it's fluid. The boss battles are epic in size and design. The artwork, the art style, the monster character designs, everything is great about this. Though I will have to say, you know what? I know you fanboys out there like these characters with the jiggly parts. I don't really care about that. I just like a good game. And all in all, Stellar Blade was a hell of a game, and it was really fun to play. Number 5. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, I trashed the last Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I have to say with Rebirth, they did a lot more by adding the Golden Saucer and all these open areas that you can explore, and even the airship, sort of. It's not exactly the real airship. They say it will return in the third and final installment. But honestly, the series of all the locations you go to in this, all the characters you meet up with, the fighting mechanics, the boss battles, everything is just so vibrant and beautiful. And while I know you people are going to hate me for this, I hate Cloud Strife, I could not sit here and not say that this was not a fantastic game. Though I will say it does suffer from some Ubisoft open world aspects of a lot of towers you have to climb and a lot of repetitive stuff. But in the end, the overall amount of content packed into this title, with all the different gameplay mechanics and summon spells, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was just top tier quality. Number 4, Helldivers 2. Nobody expected Helldivers 2 to actually come out and be this good. I mean, honestly, they do actually have a game now that is similar to this, that this was based off of. Can you guess what it is? Come on, you know what it is. But Helldivers 2 is a great open game where you play online, fighting against monsters and stuff. And honestly, you can tell right from the start exactly what this is. This is Starship Troopers, baby, but it's done right. And it's funny, this came out before the Starship Troopers game did. And this, hands down, is great to work online with your friends and buddies, driving around in vehicles, different weapons, killing these enemies, just trying to survive the hordes. Honestly, Helldivers 2 is a fantastic game, and I'm glad that it actually is a success. And I'm glad to see that they keep having updates with new content coming out for it, because this is a fun one, man. If you ain't played it, pick up Helldivers 2. I guarantee you'll have a blast with it. Number 3. Black Myth Wukong. Everything about this, the art style, the control, the fact that all the content, what it's based off of, with the Chinese mythology and everything, the visual fidelity of the game world is phenomenal. But this is a hard ass game, dude. This is up there. It was so punishing. Even though I kept getting my head stomped, it's so beautiful, and I loved all the different abilities and stuff. I just kept playing it. I never did come out with a review because, man, I'll be honest, I never really finished it. It was just a little bit too hard. The only nitpick I can say is there are a little bit too many places where there's invisible walls, where you think you could progress, but you can't. And some of the secrets are so damn secret, it's really hard to figure them out. But man, I cannot say more praise than the fact that this is a top tier, top running game. Hands down, this is banging. Number 2. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Never in a million years did I think Bloober Team would actually pull this out of their pocket. I trashed them a long time ago when I found out they were the ones remaking this. But I have to say, after playing this so many times, this is a fantastic remake that still stays true to the original source material. They update the visuals, they update the controls, they even update some aspects of the characters, but they still stay true to the dark, sick, twisted story of Silent Hill 2, even with adding some new endings in it. It's a visual slapfest. It's so morbid, so depressing. It's so sick and twisted, and I just can't get enough of this. Hands down, this is a phenomenal way to remake a game by keeping all the classic elements but modernizing it. And for all you people out there that have a problem about certain character models not being sexy enough, y'all need to go outside and maybe just get a girlfriend, because this was hands down one of my personal favorite games this year. Number 1. Astrobot. While I absolutely love Silent Hill 2, I cannot say enough is enough, but Astrobot actually is my number 1 pick. The reason why is the vibrant art style is so charming. The different mechanics, each and every level that you go through, all the callbacks, all the original Sony characters and these little robot guys. Just the sheer amount of fun I had with the platforming segments and all the neat stuff. Every single time you're going through a new level on this, there's all kinds of new mechanics, and they're just fun. It's honestly a fun game, made me smile from ear to ear, and I could not get enough of playing the living hell out of Astrobot. All in all, it's got everything about it. Graphics, control, charm, great gameplay design, great level design, great use of the DualShock MoveSense controller. Hands down, this actually is one of the best games of the year, in my personal opinion. Just barely beating out my fan favorite of Silent Hill 2. But that's my number 1, people. Alright everybody, that was it. My top 13 games that I chose for 2024. Once again, please leave lots of comments below if you agree or disagree with me on my particular choices. Once again, this is strictly just my opinion of the games that I enjoyed the best of 2024. Please leave your list and compliments and comments and insults and everything in that low down below. In the low down below. Leave lots of comments below. Please, I want to answer each and every single one of your questions or comments that you actually leave. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.